Hello everyone, my name is Mehek. I hope you guys are doing fine and safe. And like always, I also hope that you guys are reading. Before we, start talking about this book that I finished reading, I really want to share something. So I was actually applying at various publisher site for the, you have these review copies that the publisher sent to you that you can read and post your reviews about. And I was really hoping that they accept my request. And I'm happy and excited to report that 3 of the publishers have accepted my request. And I mean, who doesn't like receiving free books to read and talk about? And the first publisher that sent me the book was Hachette India. They sent me this really nice book, Man Fast. It's by Natasha Scripture. I'm so grateful and so excited. I remember when I received this parcel a week or so back, and I was like literally beaming with joy. So grateful for them to send me this book. Okay, now let's talk about the book. It's pretty much, the premises is pretty much of Eat, Pray, Love, where this girl, she goes on a dating detox, and she kind of ultimately discovers herself. So it pretty much has the same premises. The only difference is that in Eat, Pray, Love, the lady finds true love in the end, but here Natasha, the author, she realizes that before looking for that true love outside, it is important that you look for that true love inside of you. So which is the major theme of the book, that it's important that you connect with your own self, which is what the author realizes towards the end. Now coming to the story of the book, Natasha Scriptures is into journalism. She works as a relief worker at these refugee camps and war zones and natural disaster areas. As a person, she believes that she likes having work wherein she feels that she's giving something to the society rather than taking away from it. So with that per se, the job is perfect for her because she's literally working and helping the society. And but we can't say the same about her love life. So her parents have always had a perfect relationship, and Natasha has always tried to manage that, tried to find true love in her life, but she has always suffered in that area also because she's always been so married to her adventures and wanderlust. And as a person, she's always constantly wavering between the idea that one side she's really scared that she might end up alone and not find true love like her parents, and the other side she's so much in love with her solitude that she feels that the opposite person is literally suffocating her. So because of that ideology, she's never been able to she keeps rejecting people because she's so scared to give up on her freedom and her solitude. So that's the reason she has not been able to find true love or someone that she can really rely on emotionally in her life as of yet. And so yeah, and then a tragedy happens in her life. Natasha loses her father, so she returns back from these refugee camps that she's been in. She returns back to New York, and she's literally, because she was so attached to her parents. That's another reason that she never went looking actively for love, because she was, as a person, she was surrounded with so much love in her life. She was so attached to her parents. She had the love of her family, her friends and her colleagues, so she never really went about looking for love. But when her father dies, she's literally so shaken up, and she spends the next 3 years in New York kind of dating men, and she tries to fill that void. So she feels that the void that her father has left, she can date a guy or find that guy who's just like her father, and in a way she can fill that void by dating a man in her life, or finding that one true love. But sadly that doesn't happen, and when that doesn't happen, she kind of, because there's so much sorrow in her because of her father's death, it hits her pretty hard, and there is this burden of past failed relationship. She kind of starts getting this anxiety wherein she starts questioning her, like, what is the purpose of my life, and what is true love, and is there a problem with me, and all those questions. It's like a wee midlife crisis that she starts going through. And that's when she decides to go on this man fast, which is nothing but she decides that she's going to take a break from, you know, dating someone or relationships. Instead, she's going to have a relationship with herself. She's going to look inward and try and connect with herself, and that's when she embarks on a journey. So she comes to Mumbai, and then she goes to an ashram in southern India, you know, Kerala and Madurai, and then from there she goes to Italy. She's working there in a vineyard, and finally she goes on a solo safari trip in Tanzania. And so she goes through all this journey, and towards the end, you know, she kind of identifies and comes in, you know, she identifies her grief, like she identifies the reason that why she has sorrow in her life, and she comes, I would say, face to face with her anxieties, and she starts getting answers to her anxieties and her grief, and she kind of finds out, you know, her true identity, so her true purpose. So at the end of the entire journey that she takes, she kind of figures that the true love or the wisdom that she's been looking at, you know, from various people and places was something that was always inside her. And I think that was my most, like, that's what the major, you know, theme, or I would say the story or plot of the book is. I think personally for me, I really enjoyed, like, or something that really stayed with me towards the end, the author says, you know, that my biggest weakness was that as a person I was looking for wisdom from other people, you know. I was paying lots of money to therapists and Reiki healers and tarot card readers and shadow readers. Like, I didn't know there's something like shadow reader, people who reads your shadow. So she was like, you know, I was paying all these people and I was trying to look for wisdom and without really looking for answers inside me. So towards the end of her all this spiritual journey that she has, and wherein she, you know, realizes the purpose of her life, she realizes the source of true love and her identity and everything, she figures out that it is very important to have that relationship with yourself. It is very important. We all have answers inside of us, you know. And towards the end, in fact, she has given this example of Bhagavad Gita also, wherein, you know, Krishna has also told this to Arjuna, that the God is in you. The answers that you're looking for is inside of you. And I feel that is something that we all should aim for. We look at I think we look for finding God in various places and outside, but I think God is in us and it's in each one of us. And I think the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can embark on a spiritual journey, which, you know, kind of leads to, I would say, a more satisfying kind of happiness and peace. So that is what the author has said. In fact, there's a quote related to it that I would quickly like to read it to you guys. It says, if you want to experience God, all you have to do is shut your eyes and go inside. Eventually, with practice and time and patience, you will be able to see God in everything, including in other people. Not believe in God, but know God, which is a whole other thing and much more profound. I'll repeat that again. Not believe in God, but know God. Continuing to that, sometimes we're too busy looking for the next best thing while we have all the answers. So you are your best guide. First, it's so, you know, after, besides this, that, you know, you look for wisdom inside of you, she also figures out that true love is something which is an ever-present mystic force, you know. Until unless you love your own self, you can't really expect for the opposite person to love you, or you can't really expect, you know, to find love anywhere else. You are the source of your love and wisdom. That is what I've been wanting to say, that you are the source of your own love and wisdom, and that is what this book and wants to say, and that is what, you know, Natasha, the author, realizes at the end of her spiritual journey, which is, you know, this book all about. Definitely I would recommend, you know, although you know, unlike Eat, Pray, Love, which I felt was a very organized read, this is disorganized at various places. But this book has a lot of, you know, I found the words, the wisdom, the quotes. If you're someone like me who loves collecting quotes related to life, spirituality, or feelings in general, you know, you will really enjoy this book. Like, I have marked so many things in this book that I'm sure I'm going to take away with me. So I would definitely recommend this book to each one of you. Yeah, that's all on this book. I'm going to see you guys next week with another title. Till then, take care. Bye bye.